同学们，大家好，这是向老师，欢迎你回来。So welcome back. This is Dr. Shan. We are on the unit on Jiu versus Cai. This is Unit 2, Practice. So we have finished the 3 parts where we practiced. For this part, we'll start with a self-made billionaire, Li Jiacheng. He talks about who he is, and this is 1 minute self-introduction, 1分钟自我介绍. So he speaks slowly and he speaks with a Cantonese accent, slightly. You can use this as a listening practice. For me, I will show you with the transcript of this how Jiu helps him to convey a lot of the personal attitude about how one should live a life. So let's begin.
我是李嘉诚，12岁就开始做学徒，还不到15岁便挑起一家人的生活担子，再没有受到正规的教育。当时自己非常清楚，只有我努力工作和求取知识，才是我唯一的出路。我有一点钱，我就去买书，记在脑筋那边，才去再换另外一本。到我今天来讲，每一个晚上，在我睡觉之前，我还是一定的看书。知识并不决定你一生的财富增加，当你机会就更加多了。你创造机会才是最好的途径。
Okay, so I'm not sure how much of this you comprehended, but it's relatively more difficult than what you might have encountered because he speaks with a slight accent, and also because the way he speaks is a high register style. That means there's lots of vocabularies that you may not have encountered. They are more to the formal side of communication. But, to get to the advanced proficiency level, we need to have a big toolbox where we are familiar with quite a range of vocabularies for different formality levels, different situations. So he starts with 我叫李嘉诚，我叫李嘉诚，12岁就开始做学徒。学徒is the word used for student, but in a handiwork kind of trade. So apprentice would be more appropriate as a translation. Apprentice. 12岁就开始做学徒. So I started being apprentice as early as 12 years old. 就 here helps to convey the idea this is really way early for someone to start working, 12 years old. Then he continues, 还 not yet, 还不到15岁, so not yet 15 years old. 变 You may have learned this word as a part of the word inexpensive. 方便 convenient, 方便便宜, so it's the same word. But here, it's used as a conjunction. It's the formal version of 就. So if you are using 就 for as early as, you can use 变 when it's in a writing style, more formal style. So 还不到15岁 not yet 15 years old. 变 then 挑起 to 挑 shoulder, to put on your shoulder. 挑起一家人的生活担子 the whole family's 生活担子生活 life to make a living 担子 load. So 挑起担子 this is a metaphor. So you support your family. It's as if you are putting on your own shoulder the weight of the whole family. 便挑起一家人的生活担子。再没有，再 not again. 再没有受到 to receive 受到正规的教育 formal 正规的教育 education. 我叫李嘉诚，12岁就开始做学徒。还不到15岁，便挑起一家人的生活担子。 再没有受到正规的教育。当时自己非常清楚，自己 referring to self. 自己 is a very, very useful pronoun. In some cases, instead of 我, it's better to say 自己, so you sound as not so much self-centered. 自己 has a sense of self, inner self. So here it means I was very clear. 当时自己非常清楚。I was very clear at that time, my inner self, my own self, although I don't let it out oftentimes, but this is how I, an inner self, are very clear about. 只有 the only condition. So here we have a 只有才 pattern. Remember 只有才 as a condition. Nothing else applies except this one. So this is called the only condition for my having a success is for me to work hard. So he says, 只有我努力工作 work hard 和 and 求取知识求取 to achieve for, to search, to request 知识 knowledge 才是 only that is 我唯一的出路 my only exit. Because he has no family riches, he has no social networks. He knows very clear that he had to work very hard and study very hard in order to get an exit. 只有我努力工作和求取知识才是我唯一的出路. So in terms of formal register, formal style, the idea of using full character words or expressions like 努力工作 full character, 求取知识 for character, 非常清楚 for character. So a formal register has this kind of preference for character expressions. Then he continues, 我有一点钱，我就去买书. So this is the something something 就 something something pattern. As soon as I got some money, I go buy books. The idea of promptness, naturalness, no other consideration involved, shows his determination as a young man. 记在脑子里边 so memorize it in my head, 才去 only then would I go, 再换另外一本 change for another one, 再换另外一本 So the idea of 才 shows that this belatedness, not until, shows his attitude that I'm really gonna memorize all the books before I move on to another book. You see how much hardworking he was. And those little words like 就 or 才 helped convey this kind of personal attitude. 到我今天来讲，到什么什么来讲 is a pattern. So as far as I'm now, today, 每一个晚上 every night, 在我睡觉之前 So formal register 之前 If it's not formal, you can say 以前 Here 之前 formal register Before I go to bed 我还是一定的看书 I'm still absolutely gonna read books 知识并不决定你一生就有财富增加 So knowledge doesn't really determine that your whole life would have accumulation of fortune. So knowledge doesn't decide that. So 就有 helps to convey the idea of naturalness. So you would have thought knowledge leads to fortune increase. Well, that's not true. So 就有 fortune increase. This 就 helps to convey the idea that some people might think knowledge leads to fortune. He doesn't agree with that. He says, 但是 So it doesn't work that way, but 你的机会就更多了 But your opportunities definitely would increase. So he uses 就 to mark the increasing opportunities as a natural consequence. So this is sort of a piece of wisdom for people. Knowledge doesn't naturally mean fortune increase, but it does naturally mean your opportunity is going to increase. Last sentence, 你 创造机会才是最好的途径。So this 才是 gives the idea that you've been looking elsewhere, but only this is a true solution. What is this? You creating your opportunities. That's the best route to success. 你创造机会才是最好的途径。So 才是 helps to convey the idea that there are many ways to go, but creating opportunities is truly really the only one that's going to work best. 好的，谢谢大家。I hope you enjoying this part using 李嘉诚's self-introduction. We'll keep that as one unit, so we'll stop now. We'll continue with the next few slides. 谢谢大家，再见。